Should I say it?
I know, Sonny.
But you won't.
On the beak.
Thanks, pal.
Forget about it. I'd be bored to... Well...
Thanks, Lewis. We could use some luck, that's for sure.
Do you think the asylum was in on it? I mean, covering up Albert's disappearance?
You know that reptiles give me the creeps. One of them even set fire to that ship. But oddly enough, the doctor seemed honest to me.
He seemed like a patient to me. Seriously, I thought everyone was crazy.
Yeah. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process, he doesn't become a monster.
Are you still talking about the doctor?
Good question.
I just realized. Ibn at the Tsar Club.
Yes, Marty. Albert's been Ibn for a long time now.
That he's been acting strange.
Exactly. Like, he's not...
It was almost hitting us in the...
Don't blame yourself, Marty. We couldn't have figured that out just by ourselves.
Well, it's how we make our living, Sonny. And I'm sure we'll have plenty more twisted...
Who knows, Marty? It's not up to us. It's mostly not up to...
Yeah, right. So, what's the plan? We shove the letter and our theory in his face and see what happens?
Something like that, Marty. I think our presence will be enough for the truth.
I really hope you're right, Boss Bird.
We have no other choice.
Do you think it's a love triangle? I mean...
Good question, Marty. But I don't think so. When I first spoke to Natasha, she told me she loved...
In her own way, huh? And could she love two rats?
Maybe. Maybe she even suspected the truth.
So, what do you think?
I don't know, Marty, but I believe Natasha didn't mean to be bad.
I'm not as sure of that as you are, boss. But, well...
I think Natasha was very much aware that wherever she goes, disaster follows her. But it's not...
Really? You don't say. Someone remarkable...
You mean me?
Who can even read minds?
Maybe you're right, Marty.
Look, Sonny, I think if we go now...
I'm still thinking about it.
Okay, so when you feel we can leave, just point to the place on the map.
Thanks, partner. I'll do that. No hard...
What can I say, boys?
You sure do, Ursula.
Would you like a nice hot cup of tea?
No, thanks. We just can't...
Why? You going?
No, we're just, visiting.
Sonny's gonna die.
So it's a case. Well, be careful, boys. And I'm sorry
You don't need to say that, Ursula.
You're a good boy, Sonny. And Marty's a downright saint.
Oh, come on, Ursula.
Hey, Boobo.
Hello, old man.
Is he,
But his...
What?
You were some...
What the hell?
Sonny wanted to say hi before he suffers an unpleasant death of lead poisoning later.
Would you shut the clock up, Marty?
I am a little bit.
You're going to Wessler's.
Bingo. We're gonna put an end...
Ooh. Or you're stir...
Well, that's always a possibility.
Get yourself killed for all I care, but don't come here covered in blood, because I'm not gonna open the door for you, I swear.
Oh, thanks for the support.
Don't mention it, you old gizzard. Can I give you a piece?
Of course, Boobo.
Take care of the old root.
That's all I ever...
The sun was shining, and all the ducks were in a row. I felt ready. The pieces of the grand puzzle were laid out on the table. I just needed to piece them all together. A revealing glance or a careless word, and I'd have the answer. I knew we were in the right place. I knew it was nearly over. Was Natasha really just a victim? Or did she know everything? Was she controlling the puppets from behind the curtain? Well, if you don't know where to go, go straight ahead. What could possibly go wrong? Here I am, Natasha. I hope you're waiting for me.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty. And half the...
I think we'll catch a bit.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Wessler's...
You hope.
If I'm right, she could be our only...
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really? Is this a mansion?
Or a small...
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, Old West...
A serious advantage.
Huh. One of
Wessler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely,
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave.
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye, killed him, and took his place?
Yeah.
Must be some
Not...
You know, I've always been fascinated by the Founding War, especially the last great battle between...
Don't believe the tales they tell about the war, Marty. There's nothing...
And a lot of money.
That too.
Quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime...
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together.
Nah, that's impossible.
Oh, yeah. It's...
What the hell is it? Water tower? Turret?
I think it's a monument to an enormous...
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Or he just has too much dough.
Hey, not so fast, chickens. Please excuse my partner. He didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits, as you may already know.
Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize...
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them?
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. The two suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens?
We'd love to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also expecting us.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Get the hell out of our sight while there are still feathers on your skin.
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. This must lead to Wessler.
Let's get the big guns out and kick...
No need for that, Marty. We'll wait until they invite us in. Like real gentlemen. Then maybe we'll need the gun.
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, son.
Relax, Marty. Someone...
Yeah, just don't let it... Ah, what a pleasant surprise.
Get lost.
What did you say, man?
Turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're...
Martin!
Huh?
Don't you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
You mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss. We have to talk...
You really don't understand, do you?
What do they not understand, Olivia? So, what is it exactly that our guests don't understand?
I was trying to tell the detectives that Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour.
I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Thank you, Miss... Kitsenko.
Please, Sonny, I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin?
It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Yes, Miss Katzenko.
The truth is, Ibn isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen. He's...
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs.
So you know who left the threats.
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to
Wild gods!
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yeah, I know, Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah should...
Dear sweet Deborah,
Cold, stiff Deborah.
please don't say that.
a price worth paying.
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just...
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me.
You have to know, right?
Please.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives. I'm having a rough morning after a long night.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
To put it mildly.
I was just telling the gentlemen that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please,
Then this way, please.
you just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself or, tell Olivia.
Yes, dear. Whatever you...
Please, follow me, gents.
Lead on, Wessler. So,
Goodbye.
I tried to warn you.
Thanks?
you know, I had a dream before we came here.
And? What did...
I don't know, Marty. I admit it.
I'm just angry. Truth is,
Your sense of justice?
more like my sense of don't fuck with the... It's like the vegetation's trying to...
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing.
That's quite a dark...
Yeah, it is.
This place is incredible.
Because you know what law.
With Natasha.
I haven't decided. This estate is rather impressive.
Well, thank you.
I suppose it took years and years of
Yeah. As you say, Mr.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something, sir?
No, just thinking.
This painting.
It's beautiful and rather provocative.
I'm not surprised.
But the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged.
You don't know. Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch.
More like a rat scratch. Because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's...
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit. It's unbelievable how much trouble one...
Yeah, I don't know what you...
I'll make it clear for you soon enough.
Even my patience has its limits. Yeah, would you like a drink? This is a...
Really. Tempting, but I...
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good...
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies.
Yeah,
More like
And that's not a good sign.
Yeah, Are you trying to intimidate me?
No, that's not how we do business. We're
I really hope so.
Do you keep a revolver?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree. Impressive badge.
Sure is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
I'm not sure I understand.
We'll see about that.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful...
Oh, you have rather...
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient.
None taken. But tell me, are we going to flatter each other for a long time?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours with...
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to...
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me.
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler. I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been serious.
Yeah, she, really worries more.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know...
Didn't it bother you, Wessler, what Natasha used to do?
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same?
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty.
You're funny, you know that?
About the painting.
Yeah, my brother Albert made it. He's a great...
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the...
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not a crime in... This picture, it's rather...
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my...
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right...
Really?
He fell in love with her.
Who do you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No. I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time.
And do you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
Yeah.
Did Natasha know about...
No. Of course.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask?
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly.
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly. And quickly. Yeah, I'm really...
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha,
More like a confession.
in which he tells her he's capable of doing anything.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad. Insane. He's not...
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. Getting
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate?
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course. What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Yeah, as you're curious, from the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Ibn would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? What a comfortable excuse.
Comfortable? Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately. You felt like this.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler, but you won't.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Why did you have to mutilate Ibn? Why didn't you just kill him immediately?
That's an interesting question, you see, but the answer is exceptionally simple. No matter how strange it is for you to understand, I loved my brother.
Weird way of showing your love, Albert.
You can't understand that. He was my everything, the only one who was close to me. Until I met Natasha.
She took your brother's place pretty quickly, didn't she? There's not much room in your heart, as I see.
Yeah, you're understanding the situation, Detective, but you know, very well it's not that simple. Ibn was my brother. I loved him despite all of his flaws and foul, petty lies.
Not immediately.
Unfortunately, tearing out his tongue wasn't enough. Yeah, I must admit.
And poking out his eye?
Oh, that was just an accident, Mr. Featherland.
Just an accident? You're a dirty, clucking son of a vermin, Albert.
Please, don't be vulgar, Sonny. It's too dangerous in your current situation, and...
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now?
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place. It's better if you start getting used to the...
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like...
Yeah, do you think so?
What would you have done if Natasha found out?
You know what? Maybe, yeah. Maybe I would have ended myself too.
Narcissistic pricks like you never commit...
Are you sure you want to insult someone who's pointing...
That was your plan. Take his...
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was part...
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
His what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will.
So you mean Ibn's...
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn... When was the moment you decided...
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Fiddleland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of...
You simply fell in love with her?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Fiddleland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Fiddleland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist.
Let him have her, right? You simply...
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know.
What did you do that made Ibn get you locked up?
That's a sharp turn, detective.
It just came to me, you know? Where did it all start? Where did all...
Jealousy.
Oh, come on, Albert. Alone, locked up at the end of the world, while your brother is one of the most influential figures of Clawville, driving an expensive car...
Yeah, Albert was jealous of Ibn. Maybe he still is. But I understand why he did it. Albert was beyond control. And
What does that mean exactly?
Albert did our mother wrong. Poor old Mom. She never heard her fly. But Albert couldn't take that she was praising his brother all the time while Albert was just an unsuccessful...
What did you do to her, Albert?
Albert killed her. It looked like an accident, but Ibn knew it wasn't. That was the last straw. Albert had to be locked up, and he agreed. He never said no to his...
But he never forgot who did this to him either.
Ibn was really good to him. Visited him every week. Did everything he could. Even introduced...
And that was his down.
Both of them, Sonny. And yours.
Did you hate Ibn or yourself more?
Albert hated himself the most ever since he was born. He idolized Ibn. But every time his brother stood before him, he saw what he could have been himself if he had enough strength. But he didn't. Albert had all...
And now?
Finally, there's no more Albert. And no more Ibn either. It's only me, and for both of them, I'm perfect.
Can it be that the fear is making you say these things?
Stop calling me that.
I have to call you something. What should I call you? What name should
I don't know any...
I'm very close to breaking him. But if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover West... Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was, simply amazing.
You're telling me...
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm, grace, and everything's fragile.
I think I do.
I knew Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn.
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend.
Was.
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hand.
Maybe it's not too late, Albert.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see?
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting
You know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still...
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn?
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you
More than life itself.
You see? We're not so...
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert. So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you,
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target.
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly,
the cops. But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Hello, boys.
Before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Monica?
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys,
Yes, boss.
don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed?
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss. How the hell did you find your way here, Tim?
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could...
I love your sense.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it,
Pluck off, Tim.
hey!
Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, though...
No wonder, since you put holes in their butt.
Well, Actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really?
It was for us too. So, what now?
I think I should mourn,
You should.
but I don't know what to feel anymore.
I understand, Natasha. You know,
Yes, I know.
see you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am.
Goodbye, detectives.
Come to daddy, darling. Come to daddy, darling.
What? Are you?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around.
Yes, sir.
Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down the...
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can... You're a good boy, Bosco.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco.
Yeah, unfortunately.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's just still...
Pluck you sideways, Bosco. Gentlemen,
Gentlemen,
we're honestly very...
Yeah, this Pete.
for myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to...
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Whistler may be dead, but his empire...
Oh, look at that.
In complex sentences.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing. Hey, Olivia.
Marty,
I just wanted to thank you
for what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employees...
I didn't even...
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage.
You? What are
I was just driving around.
trying to feed your grandpa? So?
What can I say, Sonny?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations.
But you managed.
A professional's a professional.
Yeah, thanks. So
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend.
you and your promises.
Some people still take them.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
So, here they are, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicken Police. In the flesh.
Damn it, Tim. Drop it and cluck off.
No, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir. We'll try.
Ooh, attention Chicken Police. Say cheese.
Natasha,
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now, somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.